You have too many projects and can't track who handles what. This VBA macro counts the number of projects per person automatically. This table shows the person in charge for each project. When there are many projects, it becomes difficult to keep track of how many each person is handling. To solve this, we will create a macro that automatically counts how many times each person appears in the list and calculates the number of projects assigned to each person. In work like building permit application reviews, we often receive repeated follow-up calls regardless of the order in which applications were submitted. It can be quite overwhelming, so I thought code like this could be useful. Here, Mary and Sam are handling cases that are likely to involve being pressured or rushed. Now, let's get started. From the Developer tab, click Visual Basic. Then, choose Model from the Insert menu, and this is where you will write your code. First, we define a macro named countPersons_select output cell. Next, we define 7 variables using dim ws as worksheet. Here, we define the worksheet we will work on, and name it ws. Dim dict as object. I declare a variable named dict, with dim dict as object. Later in the code, this variable is assigned a dictionary object. The dictionary stores data in a key-value structure, where the key is the staff member's name and the value is the number of cases they handle. Dim last row as long. I declare a variable called last row using the long data type. This variable is used to store the last row that contains data in the specified column. Since Excel worksheets can have a very large number of rows, I use the long type to handle large integer values. Dim I as long. I declare a variable I as long. This variable is used as a counter to move down the rows one by one during the loop. Dim start cell as range. This declares a variable named start cell of the range type, which will later be used to store the cell selected by the user. Dim key as variant. I declare a variable named key as variant. This variable is used to receive each key stored in the dictionary. Each key represents a staff member's name, and dict key returns the number of cases handled by that person. Variant is a flexible data type that can accept any kind of value, such as strings or numbers. Dim message as string. I declare a variable named message as string, which is used to store a text message. Set ws equals active sheet. This assigns the currently active worksheet to the variable ws. By storing the worksheet in the variable ws, we can use expressions like ws.cells or ws.rows to refer to its cells and rows. Set dict equals create object scripting.dictionary. A dictionary is a data structure that stores information in key-value pairs. Using create object scripting.dictionary, we create a new dictionary object and assign it to the variable dict. This displays a message asking the user to select the cell where the results for each person's case count should be output. By passing the predefined variable message as an argument to the input box, the macro displays a dialog with the message "Please click and select the cell where the output should start." The cell selected by the user is stored in start cell and is used as the starting position for outputting the aggregated results. If the user presses the escape key or otherwise does not select an output cell, start cell is assigned nothing. This condition is checked with an if statement, and if it is met, the macro displays a message saying the process has been cancelled and then terminates execution with exit sub. End if indicates the end of the if statement. In this case, the staff members whose assigned case counts we want to aggregate are entered in column D, so we will write code to count the staff names in column D. ws.cells, ws.rows.count, D. ws.cells specifies a cell by its row number and column number. In this case, it refers to the bottommost cell in column D. End XL up, row. End XL up moves upward from the last row to the first cell that contains data. This is the behavior of the method. .row retrieves the row number of the cell where it stops. In summary, it obtains the last row number that contains data in column D and assigns it to last row. For I equals 2 to last row. This instructs the program to perform a repeated process on each row in the range, increasing the variable I from row 2 to the last row, one row at a time. If trim ws.cells I, d value, then dict ws.cells I, d value, equals dict ws.cells I, d value plus 1. And if next I. If the data in row I of column D is not blank, the value, the number of cases, corresponding to that person, the key, is increased by 1. For example, writing dict James retrieves the value, the count, associated with the key James. If column D contains values such as sum, Mary, sum, then dict sum becomes 2, and dict Mary becomes 1, as the counts accumulate. Everything up to end if is the process of the if statement. Next I moves to the next row and repeats the for loop process. Start cell, the cell the user clicked as the output location, is used to display the staff name, the key. The cell to the right of it displays the number of cases, the value. With each I equals I plus 1 in the for loop, the code moves one row down and outputs the data for every staff member contained in dict.keys. Finally, the procedure ends with end sub, which terminates the macro that was defined. You can save the macro by choosing the XLSM file format when you save the file. Now, let's run the macro we created. From the Developer tab, click Insert, and then select Button, Form Control. After clicking the button, choose the macro you just created. Then follow the dialog that appears and select the cell where you want the results to be output. That's all it takes to automatically count the number of cases for each staff member. As you can see, James has 3 cases, Sum has 4 cases, and Mary has 2 cases. In this example, we aggregated the number of cases for each staff member listed in column D, but there are many possible extensions, such as allowing the user to select the column to be aggregated by dragging. The more cases you have, the more convenient this feature will feel. Thank you for watching until the end.